with your day as well.
It's going well. It's going well. All right, we're continuing on with the trial. I'll be honest, that was recorded back in November. I was a lot grumpier then. I promise. I can't promise nothing. I'm gonna probably be grumpy with this too. But let's jump into
I'm trying to force myself to be more energetic.
Let's see how well this goes this time.
My mental state won't be able to keep up. My heart's thumping like crazy.
Honestly, that's how I felt in November.
Have a laid-back,
So tired.
Attitude and go ahead with high energy.
Okay.
Yeehaw!
All right.
But be careful that your batteries don't run
You're
out.
just going for the soul here, aren't you?
And just like I say each time, don't forget to save frequently.
Oh, yeah, don't worry. I don't trust her with a 6-foot pole. And the only reason is that Monami shows up in the weirdest locations throughout the entire thing. You know, there was one point where you guys didn't see it, but she was in the death room. I already talked about this. She was in the death room already. I find that extremely suspicious. I don't think there was any reason for her to necessarily be in there. There's a lot of suspicion I have with these characters. Mainly with Sonya and Kazuichi. But that is a theory that I don't want to discuss. As well as Nagato, actually. The only three here that I feel like have a very minimal importance to the story are, I'm sorry to say it, Fuyuhiko, my boy, and not Chiaki, Gundam, and the Aoi girl, Awasaka. I don't remember her name. Those are the only three that I feel are relevant for the most part, and I believe that Kazuichi, Sonya, Chiaki, and Hajime, and maybe probably Nagato. Nagato will be at like the end chapter of this game. So those are just my thoughts because I've been editing the last couple of videos and stuff like that. Let's go.
I never expected the funhouse itself to be the ultimate weapon. Oh well, let's just press on ahead.
Outriders is overrated. I just want to say that. I will say the guns feel really good though.
Is it really alright to accept a situation so easily?
The game's eh.
I mean, that's not what's important. The killer who used the building structure.
I'm sorry, you talk so slow.
Like who's Mekumaru's murderer?
But is it really okay to believe the building is the weapon? Nagito said it, you know.
If the elevator is moving around the building... One thing I do think is the case, because they made an express point. A lot of you guys aren't going to remember this because this was back in July or something like that. They talked about how the room's doors will not close, or the elevator can't be used, something like that, if it detects that there's something in the room that's alive and stuff like that. So that's another reason I'm kind of aiming towards Gundam. I feel like the hamsters had something to do with this. In my mind, I'm kind of thinking the hamsters, the Devas of Destruction, maybe got inside the machinery somehow, made Nekomaru freak out and slam into the column, which would make it fall. Not on top of him, because there was no fragments on top of him, but made it fall on him. That's what I'm thinking. And that's also the way that the elevator was broken as well. Maybe. I don't know.
There's no way I'd lie at such an important moment. I don't want to die either.
What happened to the bastard who kept saying how much they didn't mind dying?
He's right. There was a time when I thought I could become a stepping stone for your hopes, but I will sincerely retract that remark.
Retract?
I'm disappointed too, you know. If this was a murder for the sake of hope, I'd happily sacrifice myself.
You say such falsehoods, per usual. There is no such thing as murder for the sake of hope. Murder is simply murder. Forcibly sacrificing others for one's own desires. Even one as diabolical as I would avoid such actions.
Okay, mister.
I see.
It's fine.
100% believe
Let's
it's
just leave
him.
him alone and find out who killed Coach Nekomaru as fast as we can. Just so you know, it's not like I'm getting hungry or anything, you know.
And evidentiary, the only reason I have is that, you know, the hamsters could be in the room because they're small enough to like be under like the laser thing to check. You know, that's the only reason. The other, like, everything else was down to just striking out people who I think are important. That's really it.
Akane, you were drooling waterfalls?
I don't trust Sonia at all. There's something very strange about the way she talks. That's all. Nagato, as usual, I can't tell what he's thinking. I have no idea if he's serious or not.
Anyway, if the killer used the building's structure, why don't we think about how they used it?
How they killed Nekomaru.
It might be better if we clarify the cause of death first, don't you think?
Nekomaru's cause of death. He was horribly damaged, as if he was beaten senseless with a blunt object. But if he was beaten with a blunt object, it wouldn't be a kill that utilized the building's structure. So, what was Nekomaru's cause of death that also utilized the building's structure? It would be falling.
I see.
The elevator went down.
That's it.
The elevator
I think he
went
might have died from
down.
falling.
Wait, with the doorknob. Maybe he was hung. That's why his head is off.
Died from falling?
If the funhouse's secret is that it's a structure where both towers and houses are vertically connected, then the killer made use of its height and caused Nekomaru to die from falling.
Are you saying they pushed him off? Where'd they push him off from?
That I don't know yet.
Don't just make things up when you don't know the method. Where in that building would you even be able to push someone off in the first place?
It might be possible in the tower. You could push him off the 4th floor when the elevator is on the 1st floor.
There we go.
Did you forget how the elevator functions? When it's on the 1st floor, the door on the 4th floor won't open.
Saying he died from falling is truly incorrect. You should burn in the flames of hell.
But my gut is going crazy right now.
Follow that gut. Follow it. If Nekomaru died from falling, where did the killer shove Nekomaru from? If I'm going to reach the truth behind this incident, I need to solve that mystery next. I suck at these, and it's especially worse because I don't have full memory of this case. But let's try our best. Good night button. It would. Wait, yeah. Fujiko's account, contact elevator. Let's just see what they have to say first.
When the elevator is on the 1st floor, you can't go through the door on the 4th floor.
Correct.
It'd be impossible to shove off the victim from up there.
Then, how about this? After locking Nekomaru inside the elevator, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor and made use of the drop.
That's
Hold
what I'm
on.
thinking.
Did you forget the elevator has a sensor? As long as there's a moving object
I got
inside,
it. Good night button.
the other door won't open. Which means the elevator wouldn't have moved either.
That must be the threshold of that elevator.
Okay. Okay. I think I got this. For once, I think I actually
When the
got
elevator
this.
is on the
As long as there's a moving object inside.
Got it.
No, that's wrong.
I feel good. I feel good. I better make
That
sure we're
sensor
recording.
should only work if
I'm
something is
recording.
moving. If Nekomaru wasn't moving inside, the elevator sensor wouldn't have detected anything.
Could it be his sleep mode?
That's the one mode I'm having trouble like pinning together a little bit.
When Nekomaru's
What if
good
the
night
hammer
button
was
is
just
pressed,
used for
all
that?
his functions shut down,
And that was
he
it.
enters sleep mode. If he's in sleep mode, the elevator sensor wouldn't have noticed him, right?
I see. So that's how...
However, even if they moved the elevator in that manner, Nekomaru would have just moved along with it. There would have been no drop for him to fall and die from, yes?
That's what I was about to explain before Kazuichi interrupted me.
Stupid Kazuichi.
Silence, pest!
Silence, princess. Silence, murder, she wrote. Got her.
Now you're calling me a pest?
Oh. I thought she was yelling at Chiaki. Sorry. A way to create the drop inside the elevator while Nekomaru is still in it. Chiaki seems... The wire on the door. It seems to have an idea, but what way could it be? The wire... Oh, it's either broken doorknob or wire.
If you arrange it a certain way, you can cause the drop within the elevator.
So you're telling us all to think about the arrangement, right?
That arrangement is... The hammer is suspicious.
Okay.
Isn't it about time we went over the pillar again?
What about the oil on the floor?
Wait. None of these are all blue.
Doorknob on the floor seems suspicious.
What if I...
I agree with that.
Yes! 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 I did it.
Didn't the doorknob have scrape marks on it? That might have been where it got scraped by the wire.
Is that the same wire that was tied around Nekomaru?
The tip of that wire was tied into a loop. If the elevator moved while that loop part hung from the doorknob...
If they did something like that, he would have been suspended in midair. That's right. He was suspended in midair. Huh? The killer tied up Nekomaru with the wire while he was in sleep mode. Tied the tip of the wire into a knot and hung it on the doorknob to the 4th floor. With that, they moved the elevator from the 4th floor to the 1st floor of Grape Tower. And suspended Nekomaru in midair.
I thought it would have been by his neck. Okay.
That's right! He was so well hung! Kinda like...
You better not finish that sentence!
Oh my god.
The killer took advantage of the elevator's unique feature. Only the floor moves. By doing that, they created a drop so Nekomaru could fall
Like
to his death.
Sayori, they were gonna say.
Too easy.
Of course you're in the way, you pest.
So what if they created a drop? There's no way you can make him fall and die with just that. Why? If Nekomaru is suspended in midair like that, then how do you get him to fall? Because if he's suspended in midair, he won't die if he doesn't actually fall.
How about you just say it instead of, like, challenging me to a sword fight? Alright. We got the wire tipped over a pillar. It would have to be the broken doorknob. Because it fell off.
Even if they suspended Nekomaru from a wire, how would they make him fall? There's no one in the tower to push him off.
No, I'm doing
There's
it.
no way they
I'm
could
doing
do
it. It's
that.
not... No, the game's not... What the...
There's no one in the tower to push him off. There's no way they could do that.
Oh, what?
Doesn't mean
It's
someone
letting
had
me
to push him
advance
off.
suddenly. I don't... Alright.
It's possible
The
that he
buttons
fell on
were
his
not
own.
working at all.
What? Nekomaru fell on his own? Nekomaru should have still been in sleep mode, right?
Allow me to cut through those words.
I cheated. Because I couldn't
What do you
figure
think
it
would
out.
happen if Nekomaru
I
woke
couldn't
up
figure
while he
out
was
what I was doing
suspended
wrong.
upside down in
and
midair?
yeah.
What are you saying? Like, how would he even wake up?
He has an alarm inside his body. As long as it was armed, it would have deactivated his sleep mode. Which means the killer set the alarm before they suspended Nekomaru.
If you woke up from an alarm and realized you were hanging upside down and had no clue why... If something like that happened to you, you would
He
start
fell
panicking
on
a
the
lot,
pillar.
right?
That's what
Instinctively,
happened.
Your body would start moving, Nekamaru probably did exactly that.
And then, in order to make him fall from the force he was generating, the wire was hung on the tip of the doorknob so it would easily slip off. In actuality, the scrape marks caused by the wire were near the tip of the doorknob, right?
But Nekomaru didn't fall because the wire came off, right?
He fell because the entire doorknob came off.
When Nekomaru awoke, he must have struggled much more than expected, which caused the doorknob to break off.
Was that unexpected for the killer too?
Well, that's probably it. If they knew it'd leave behind evidence like that, they would have at least tried to do something to cover it up.
But they couldn't get back in the elevator. The killer didn't expect the doorknob to come off. The reason that even happened was because... Oh god.
In that case, I shall use my full power.
With a fierce roar, Nekomaru put all his power into grabbing the doorknob with both hands. But... Clatter, 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 clatter.
Not yet. Here it comes. The incredible strength of 1 million horsepower. Whoa!
Wait, isn't it cracking? If you break off the doorknob, we'll be stuck in here. If that's really what it was, then that's the clue Nekomaru left for us to find.
I see. So that's how Nekomaru fell to his death.
Do you finally understand now?
Yeah. It appears it's just as Miss Sonia said. I'm just a pest. No, I'm not just a pest. I'm a total fucking pig.
Whoa!
Isn't that right, Miss Sonia? If I'm a fucking pig, you can say so.
God, what is this?
No, I believe you gave your all.
Hey, why aren't you teasing me anymore?
Those two are conspirizing on something. They are.
He gets off on this!
So thanks to that alarm, Nekomaru ended up falling while he was still hanging upside down. That doesn't mean he just crashed straight into the floor. Of course, you know that too, right?
It doesn't mean Nekomaru crashed straight into the floor. The moment Nekomaru fell to the floor was the only thing I could think of that happened to him was the wire got loose, he collided with the pillar.
I see!
When Nekomaru fell to the floor, he ended up colliding with the pillar. Isn't that it?
Finally, the pillar!
So that's how the pillar shattered, and why oil was spilled all over the place.
See, I told you the pillar was the weapon. My gut was totally right.
Well, the pillar was a bonus. It's not even clear if the killer intended that, or if it was just a coincidence.
At this point, it is quite difficult to find a clue that will lead to the killer.
Then what about the alarm? I'm positive the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m., and if we map it out from there...
Hold on, baby gangsta.
Stop calling me baby gangsta!
What'd you just say? Did you say the alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.?
You didn't check it yourself? Nekomaru's alarm was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nah, that's impossible. 'Cause even though I slept in a little, I still got to the tower at 7 in the morning.
Now that you mention it, so did I. There was no way I could be late for Monokuma Tai Chi, so I left for Grape Tower before 7 a.m.
And if we found Nekomaru's body there, it would have been before the 7:30 a.m. alarm went off.
It appears yet another contradiction has been birthed.
Unless the other clocks were changed.
How were you able to discover Nekomaru died at 7:30 a.m. when you went to the tower at 7?
That's what I want to know.
Another mystery I don't understand. Seriously, it's just one after another. But I can't choke up at a time like this. Just a little more and I'll be able to reach the truth. There should be another clue. There should definitely be another clue. You're making through a contradiction, sorry. The tiredness isn't gone. Sorry. That's never gonna be gone until I get a week off. I want a week off. I want a week. That's it. Good night button. Use account. The wall clock.
We headed for Grape Tower. Before 7 a.m., I am certain.
But
Okay.
the alarm inside Nekomaru's chest was set for 7:30 a.m.
Nekomaru died because of that alarm, right?
His time of death and the time the body was discovered. One of those must be an illusion.
The killer probably did some tampering.
Oh, sure, of
They
course.
probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's chest.
What if we... Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
They probably messed with the clock inside Nekomaru's
I
chest.
feel like it's this one.
That's gotta be it!
Okay. What if it's not the wall clock, but it's the radio clock? Maybe I just got
We headed
things
for
backwards.
Great Tower.
Got it.
No,
Okay, I
that's
just had the
wrong.
wrong clock. That's all.
No, the clock inside his chest was a radio clock, so it would have been impossible to mess with.
So you're saying there's no way the killer could have tampered with the clock?
Maybe the clock Miss Sonia saw was the one that got tampered with.
The clock inside Grape House?
No, I checked all the clocks inside the funhouse.
Oh, that's what I asked you to do. So you really listened to me and checked all the clocks.
And because of that, I can confidently declare
looks so
that
proud
all
of
the
himself.
clocks had the same time displayed.
If there's no possibility that the time was tampered with, then we must doubt that human's testimony.
But what about the alarm that was in the other
Please
room?
believe me, we are not lying.
Then maybe it's a misunderstanding?
I never misunderstand. I'll crush you into dog food.
This time-related contradiction. I don't think I should doubt the testimonies. I should doubt the clock. There's no mistake that something was done, but... what was it? Blah. Perhaps we overlooked something. Maybe we're Maybe we're misunderstanding something. Think. If I could focus and think, I should be able to find the answer to the mystery. What is this again? Logic dive. Oh, okay. Alright. This time I'm not going to mess this up horrendously. Let me figure out the buttons. That's break. That's jump. Okay, I got this. Last time I did this, it went really bad because I had to hold it like... The PlayStation controller is pretty good. I do love it. But I'll admit, like Xbox and Switch have it right in terms of area. What did oh god, I didn't get to read the question, but now I know it's blue. The time in the building, yes. I was too busy talking, sorry. It's comfortable, more comfortable with Xbox and Switch. They got it right in terms of where the analog sticks are. This is cool. What? I made it on that. I did it. Sick moves. Oh wait, I gotta do it again. I feel like I'm making that. What's the next question? The clock was tampered with. The building's clocks. Yeah, because the one in the alarm room. Oh, cool. Cool. Alright. Oh, I thought it was the next question. Sweet. Okay. Which house had the wrong time? Strawberry house, grape house, both houses. They have to be because they came from two different houses, didn't they? Okay. I think we can...
It's all coming together.
Alright.
You said you checked all the clocks inside the building. Isn't that right, Fuyuhiko?
Yeah, none of the clocks had the wrong time.
But what if all those clocks have been messed with?
Yeah.
What? All the clocks?
Don't feel ashamed. I mean, we don't have any access to other
So
time
even if
here.
you checked all the clocks inside the
Other
building,
than Nekomaru,
there's no
but
way
you know,
you'd
he's
have
kind of... Incapacitated right now.
I see.
Or should I say
So the killer messed with the time inside the whole building by changing all the clocks.
decapitated. Yeah.
So that's what it was. There's no way I would have noticed that.
This is truly fantastic!
Shoddy.
Now's not the time to be pleased. More importantly, how much was the time off?
She's right. That's the main problem. I need to clarify by how much the time was off after the killer messed with the clocks. That's definitely the next mystery. I'm going to reach the truth in one go. Okay. Let's hear what they have to say
If
first.
the time in the building was all messed up, then we can only rely on Nekomaru's radio clock.
The time of death was clearly 7:30 a.m.
Yes.
The problem is, what time would 7:30 be in our time?
The,
Are there any clues that can be used to narrow that down?
yeah, there is.
If only I heard the sound when he fell.
No, I hit the wrong button. Square. I need to read the accounts. Akane says she heard a rumbling noise around 5:30 a.m. It has to be Akane.
It would have been a great clue.
I think that was it
Or
right
his
there.
scream.
He's not the type to let out a scream.
If only Nekomaru's alarm was loud enough, we would have heard it too.
There's no point in saying that. If does not exist in this world.
Okay, I think it's the... Okay, I think I got this.
Sound when he fell.
Got it.
I
Okay.
agree with that.
Huh. I was worried I was going to get it wrong, dude. Oh, I do not believe in myself with this one.
We should have heard the sound he made when he fell. Wasn't it that rumbling noise?
Rumbling?
I thought it was just an earthquake, so I went back to sleep.
Well, a huge body fell from the 4th floor to the 1st, and the pillar fell with it. It's obvious we'd hear the impact sound.
We heard that noise too.
It was when we were gathered at the Strawberry House Lounge.
Tarat.
What is it, Sonia?
Oh, well. That sound everyone heard? I did not hear it at all.
Huh?
What?
You probably didn't hear it because you were sleeping.
I could not sleep at all. I was awake the whole night with hunger pangs.
Oh, it's pangs. I always thought it was pain.
There's nothing to worry about. What's important is that rumbling noise anyway.
If we use that rumbling sound as a reference, we might be able to figure out how much our time was off.
I heard that sound probably around 5:30 in the morning.
So it's 2-hour difference.
Huh? You can tell?
I instantly woke up and left my room. And that's when I saw the clock in the lounge.
Excellent work, Akane.
If that rumbling sound we heard was at 5:30 a.m., it's like the answer. It's 2 hours.
I see!
This is a dumb case. I'm sorry.
Nekomaru's
It is.
alarm went off at 7:30, and if we heard the sound of his impact at 5:30, that means our time was off by 2 hours.
2 hours? That much?
We were starving pretty badly. There's no way we would have noticed.
Plus, the funhouse has no windows. And there weren't any Monokuma announcements either.
However, for what reason did the killer alter our perception of time?
The reason is obvious. So they can lure out just Nekomaru.
Yeah. Lure out only
If you messed with
Nekomaru.
the clocks and used a specific thing, you definitely get Nekomaru to the tower alone, right? From there, the killer's plan was a splendid success. That...
Besides messing with the time, the killer also used a specific thing. If they're trying to lure out Nekomaru, then that specific thing is the rumbling noise, massage time, Monokuma Tai Chi.
I see!
That's it. The killer made use of the Monokuma Tai Chi activity in the morning.
How did they use it?
We were required to go to Great Tower every morning at 7 a.m. for that activity, right? But if they mess with all the clocks inside the building, what would that do to us?
We wouldn't be able to attend on time, but that wouldn't affect Nekomaru.
Exactly.
His radio clock had the exact time.
That's right. In doing so, the killer was able to lure him to the tower by himself at the precise time.
Then, when I witnessed Nekomaru early in the morning...
If I recall, you witnessed Nekomaru around
So
5
that's 7 a.m.
And if that time was also 2 hours off, it should have been 7 a.m. Yeah, that's pretty much
That's
it.
why everybody was up early.
At that time,
Okay.
he was heading over to Monokuma Tai Chi, right on schedule.
I see. Now that I think about it, I realize what Monokuma meant when he said those words.
Too early. He didn't even ask you yet.
I love him. I love Monokuma. Jeez, how outrageous! My throat hurts! I honestly didn't expect everyone to ditch Monokuma Tai Chi. But it turned out like this after all, so I guess it can't be helped.
You
Oh.
said everyone. You were including us, right? We thought we came to the tower on time, but in truth, it was way past the meeting time.
Ah, jeez. That's, well, how should I put it? What was it? You know, tripping over a foot or something like that.
Are you talking about tripping over someone else's fault?
Wrong! Too bad.
Liar! I'm right!
That's not it. It's incorrect.
That's definitely the correct answer. You always get so stubborn like this.
Let's just ignore the peanut gallery. Now that we've found out how the killer lured Nekomaru, the number of suspects has drastically decreased.
Huh?
Hey, why would that decrease the number of suspects? Don't be a friggin' liar.
You'll know I'm not lying when you listen to what Fuyuhiko's going to say next.
Huh? What the hell do you mean?
You witnessed Nekomaru going toward the tower. Did something else happen after that?
The
Are
phone
you
rang.
talking about that
right?
alarm?
Yeah, the alarm.
Alarm?
A little while after I witnessed Nekomaru, the clock in the Strawberry House lounge started going off. Plus, it was just before that rumbling sound occurred. That's it. So that's what it is. If Nekomaru died when the rumble happened, then whoever doesn't have an alibi at the time is the prime suspect.
Really? Was there anyone who didn't have an alibi at that time?
I remember now. The sound was so loud I couldn't help bolting from my room. But there was one guy who never left the lounge. We were both on the same floor. It's pretty weird that bastard never came out of his guest room.
Which means that person does not have an alibi for when Nekomaru fell?
Who is it? Who's the bastard?
It's whoever doesn't have an alibi for that time, right? Oh, come on, you know who I'm picking. Oh, Hiyoko. I kind of miss Hiyoko, man. Ibuki. I miss her. Screw you. Cool. Oh, Nekomaru. Oh, Teru. Oh my god. So many cool people. So many cool people. Alright. I was aware that the launch clock was ringing. Oh, wait. I messed up. And then I got ahead of myself. And then when the rumbling noise occurred soon after, Nekomaru fell.
Crap!
You're right. I'm sorry. Let me... Can I see my evidence? I don't have my evidence. So it has to be a dude. Fuyuhiko has one. Nagato.
You're the only one!
What?
The one who wasn't there. It's you, right, Nagito?
That
That's right. Nagito wasn't there. It was just me.
Oh,
Gunman,
yeah.
and Fuyuhiko.
You didn't come out, even though the alarm was going off like crazy.
wasn't he in the death room though?
You weren't in your room, were you?
If that's the case, where were you?
Please, say something.
If you don't hurry up and answer, I'm gonna suicide dive you!
Jeez.
If I may be frank, even if I wanted to go to the lounge, I couldn't.
You couldn't? What do you mean?
It's merely the foolish talk of the weak.
Not only did I not hear the alarm, I never even heard that rumbling sound.
You're definitely fucking lying.
However, that is also true for me. It is obvious that I did not hear the alarm in Strawberry House. But I did not hear the rumbling sound either. Is that not strange?
Is it the kind of rooms they were in?
Everyone else heard it.
Everyone else had like
honest,
lower
it's not
quality
just
rooms.
them. The same goes for me too.
Oh.
I was in a pretty deep sleep, so I thought that's why I couldn't hear it, but it wasn't that. I probably couldn't hear it at all.
Couldn't hear it? What does that mean?
You still don't know. Think about what the three of us who didn't hear a sound have in common, and I'm sure you'll figure it out.
The room? The only people who didn't hear the rumbling noise were Nagato, Sonia, and Chiaki. The secret is what these three have in common. Could this also be the secret that points to the killer? What do we... Oh, not again. Oh, not... Oh, that's a big word. I don't know. It's been so long. I did it. I got it. I got it. I got it.
I got it!
Ooh, took some playing around, but I got it.
Nagito, Sonia, and Chiaki. The three of you were staying in deluxe rooms, right? If I recall, the deluxe rooms are...
The guest rooms are divided by quality grade. The deluxe room is soundproof and has excellent air insulation. The standard room has so-so insulation, but still decent. The crummy room has severe airflow and draft problems.
The reason we could not hear the rumbling noise...
That's right. It was because the deluxe rooms have superior sound insulation. You actually noticed that. Nice catch,
Alright.
Hajime. Are you using your ultimate
Shut
reserve
up. Don't
core
talk
student
down to me like
talent?
that.
Now then, you guys must understand by now, right? The true identity of Nekomaru's killer.
Hold on a sec. Why does that lead to who the killer is?
Why? Well, that fact just now is a very important clue, and a decisive factor in identifying the killer.
Decisive factor?
Yeah. That. Somehow I feel like I understand what Nagato means. The killer among us. The killer who murdered Nekomaru. Now I'm gonna choose Hamster Boy.
You're the
Is it?
only
It
one.
is. It is. Again, I'm
Kinda.
using my logic.
There's
I
something I
can't
wanna
follow
ask you.
this. That.
When the alarm rang at the Strawberry House Lounge, you rushed over there too, right?
What's wrong with that? If the bell of catastrophe rings throughout the night, it is the universe's providence to stop it.
Why were you able to hear it?
Hear what?
I mean, you were also staying in a deluxe room, right? Nagito was staying in a deluxe room in the same house on the same floor, and he couldn't even hear it. So why were you able to hear that alarm?
Now that you mention it...
Gundam?
That.
There's only one possibility. You weren't in your room at the time. That's why, even though you were staying in a deluxe room,
I honestly thought the
went to
hamsters were
lounge.
gonna have something to do with
Am I
it.
right?
That.
Gundam, you have some sort of explanation, right?
Gundam probably couldn't return to his room because of Fuyuhiko.
Me?
After you saw Nekomaru heading to the tower, you stayed at the lounge for a while. Am I correct? Until the moment that alarm started ringing, right? If you were in the lounge for that long, the killer who had left earlier obviously wouldn't be able to go back.
Even though Mekamaru's murder was a death trap that utilized the alarm in his chest, the killer still needed to
Yeah,
prepare the
he
murder
needed to
in
press the
advance.
elevator button.
Like putting Nekomaru in sleep mode and tying him up with the wire.
In order to do that, the killer needed to be waiting for Nekomaru at the tower. Which means when Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru, the killer was already at the tower.
And once they tried to go back, they couldn't because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge.
In their original plan, the killer should have returned to their room before the alarm in the lounge went off. And they were supposed to stay in their room. They weren't planning to come out and go to the lounge.
Which means they wouldn't have heard the alarm or the rumbling sound, thus proving they were in the room. Just like us.
The best case scenario would have been if those two in the lounge had gone to check the deluxe rooms. After all, if they personally saw the killer sleeping in their room,
That's
it
true.
gives the killer a stronger alibi. Unfortunately, they failed to secure that alibi.
Because I was in the lounge.
Aha.
So the killer couldn't go back to their room, and ended up hearing the lounge's alarm.
Oh, hey, what you doing?
This ruckus is louder than the supreme ruler of the netherworld bellowing for a sacrifice. Don't go making all that noise so suddenly.
But why'd you come out? You should have hid till the excitement died down.
If Gundam tried to hide, and if those two went to his room to check on him, he would have been found out. That would have been the worst possible outcome. That's why he couldn't just stay hidden.
If those two had just checked the deluxe rooms as planned, that would have been ideal, but... how ironic. The moment Fuyuhiko set foot in the lounge, your plan was doomed.
Dang.
Gundam? Please, can you at least say something?
Dot.
Answer me this.
Fat hamster.
Including myself in my 4 dark devas of destruction. How many ears do we possess?
Huh?
The answer is 10. That's right, I possess 10 ears. That means I have 5 times the hearing of a normal human.
Yeah, okay.
The soundproof system here may as well not exist.
Is that your argument?
You bastard! Do you understand the situation you're in right now?
Do not panic. The truth shall now commence. At the time, I left my room to go to the bathroom. By coincidence, I heard the alarm. That's right. That's all it was. The world is always so simple.
Are you saying it was just a coincidence? Isn't that timing a little too perfect?
And yet, I'm being suspected by all of you. It seems it was actually horrible timing on my part.
I see. You're still holding out. Well, you don't have to admit it. We're going to decide who the killer is with the majority vote anyway. So, why don't we just go ahead and start voting? It's obvious that Gundam is the killer.
Hold on a sec.
You know, Hajime,
Uh-oh.
this class trial, this killing, it's merely the opening act, you know.
Hey! What do you mean the class trial is just the opening act?
Yeah.
Perhaps I should say, it's just a farce. Just a boring farce. So boring, so stressful. I'm so painfully bored that I might develop stomach ulcers. Seriously, let's just hurry up and finish this before I collapse from poor health.
Nagito, something definitely happened to you, didn't it? At some point during the investigation, your behavior became even weirder. What actually happened? Did you discover something?
Of course he did.
Well, let's just leave that fun for later. And finish this opening act already.
You said opening act again!
Please hold on! We have yet to hear Gundam's rebuttal!
But he's completely shut up. Perhaps he can't argue anymore.
You're making him mad. Dot.
Gundam!
I was simply at a loss for words after being dumbfounded by your pathetic assumption. In fact, I shall deny the very basis. Your assumption has been wrong since the beginning.
Since the beginning?
Based on your assumption, I hung Nekomaru from the 4th floor of the tower and made the floor descend to the 1st floor. From there, after returning to Strawberry House, I was present when the alarm at the lounge went off, correct? Although going to and fro is busy enough as it is, how would I be able to travel between both houses anyway?
I see.
Oh yeah,
The
it was
contact
broken.
elevator was broken.
As I recall, the killer tampered with the Grape House control panel, which shut down the elevator. Plus, the stopped elevator should have been facing the Grape House side. If so, the human who used the elevator would have left it at Grape House. For these reasons, it's an indisputable fact
No.
that the killer destroyed the elevator.
There's a hidden
at
pathway
Grape
in the
House.
There's a hidden pathway on the floor. The person found out about it, went through the one in Grape House and went back to Strawberry House.
And what's wrong with that?
If the elevator was broken at Grape House, you wouldn't be able to return to Strawberry House.
However, I was already at Strawberry House. I was present when the alarm in the lounge started ringing.
Oh, that's something I never talked about with you guys too, because that was that's part of the deleted footage. When we played as Nagato, we went through the death room and we went out to the hallway. And what ended up happening was we ended up going through a hallway, which ended up at Strawberry House instead of Grape House or whatever. It ended up at the opposite house, so there's a secret tunnel between it that connects the two.
Which means your assumption is clearly wrong.
Are you serious? And here I thought it's already been decided.
Have you learned your lesson, pitiful humans? You cannot overcome this contradiction.
That's wrong. When something is obviously wrong, that's when a contradiction is born. There's no such thing as a contradiction that can't be overcome. Oh, it's not the final round. Okay. Goodnight button. I feel like none of these would... So in that case, we probably have to collect something.
That elevator was the only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that elevator was broken, your assumption collapses.
Plus, the elevator was broken at Grape House.
If the killer cannot return to Strawberry House,
Since I was at Strawberry House at that time,
Okay.
there's no question that the following crime is impossible.
It would have been different if they had an accomplice.
Or if there was a secret passageway.
How much longer do you plan to lecture me?
I
Why
need
don't we
that
stop
one,
this
and I need to
already?
bring it over to the first one. Okay, I got this.
Between the two houses.
Got
No,
it.
that's wrong.
I could think this through. Come on.
No, there should have been another way to move between the two houses without the elevator.
Such a method does not exist.
Then why don't we ask the person who actually used that method?
Haha, Nagato.
You're the only one! Nagito, you should know.
What are you talking about?
Don't play dumb. You appeared so suddenly that one time because you used that method, right?
Nagato, why are you here? Because I showed up.
There's a secret passage connecting the first floor of Strawberry House to the third floor of Grape House. Isn't that right?
Now that.
Jeez. Once again, I let the reserve course show off. But you're right. There's a door on the floor of the Octagon, which is on the first floor of Strawberry House. After I opened the door and went down... Surprise, surprise! I ended up in the Monokuma archive, which is...
Oh, oops.
meaning the third floor and the fourth floor are actually connected.
Plus, once you've cleared the final dead room once, You can pass through it as many times as you want.
If they used that secret passage, they could have gone between the two houses as much as they wanted.
Infinity Unlimited Flame!
I thought he was gonna snap me out of existence.
However, what if the killer was unaware of the existence of the final dead room?
There's no way they didn't know.
That is merely an illusion you have fabricated from your own
Oh my god,
suspicion.
you are nuts.
If you value your life, you should stop with your scrutiny.
There's no way I can stop.
What did you say?
You go on, Jermaine. You
Don't
go.
make me angry. You wouldn't like me when
This
I'm
dude is a Marvel
angry.
fan.